皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today guys, I would love to talk about my favorite band at the moment, and it is the very famous Wagakki Bando-san. Wagakki band. A lot of people have been asking me, Shogo, what kind of music do you listen to? And my answer was always, sorry, I don't listen to music that much in the first place, or that's actually the same with movies and anime, especially recently due to, having two kids and going to be having a third one soon. And also, with all of the, running a business and doing YouTube and everything, I really hardly have any time to do all these things. But recently, I've been listening to a lot of Wagakki Bando-san's music. They just released a new album recently, so I've been listening to that a lot as well. But anyways, today, I'd like to talk a little bit about why I admire and respect Wagakki Bando-san so much. Just in case for those of you who don't know who Wagakki Bando-san is, I'll have a link to their website inside the description box. I hope you can check that out for me because they are absolutely amazing. And if you haven't listened to their music before, I will put some links to my favorite pieces, the songs that they've created. So I hope you can check those out for me. They have some music for free on YouTube. And it's absolutely great, so I hope you can check it out. You'll definitely be very, very shocked by how wonderful their music is. But basically, they are a band of 8 people, and what's amazing about them is that they combine the Japanese traditional instruments, which includes the Japanese drums, the wadaiko, the koto, the Japanese harp that Harumi plays, and the shakuhachi, the bamboo flute that I play, and also the shamisen, the tsugaru shamisen, which that Tomoko plays. And by the way, Kazu plays the Japanese drums. They combine these four instruments, and also the singer is singing a traditional way of singing in Japan called shigin. Yeah, so she has a very unique way of singing that you probably have never heard of any other Japanese singers have singing before. And also there is the electric guitar, the bass, and also the drums. So there are 8 people doing this together. And I think your image of Japanese traditional dancing, why did I just say Japanese dancing? Japanese traditional music. I was just thinking of the vocal. She actually does the dancing as well. And within the dancing, there is a singing too. So I was just thinking about that at the same time. But anyways, when you imagine the Japanese traditional music, you might imagine it being very slow, quiet, and might be a little bit, if we use very bad words, it might sound a little bit lame, to be honest, for people who don't know about the culture. And it's true. Even for me, who trains in Japanese traditional music, who's been playing the shakuhachi for more than a year now, even for me, if I go to those musical concerts of traditional music, about halfway through, I'm almost sleeping. No, it's true. I mean, the values today and the values back in the time was completely different. The speed of time is very different, if that makes sense. Right now in modern day, the time just speeds much faster than the past. So what we feel in music, what we're looking out for in music is completely different. So anyways, what I want to say is that, Wagakki Bando-san is just really, really amazing because they're doing exactly what I want to do. They're living the dream that I have right now. And what I mean by that is that, number one, they're mixing the Japanese traditional culture connecting it to modern culture today. As I said earlier, if we just do the traditional stuff, it sometimes doesn't match the world today. But because they combine it to rock music and bands, it's just so, blends very beautifully into the modern values towards music, and everyone can enjoy listening to it. That's number one. They evolved it, right? They evolved it. Number two is that they preserved it too. As I always say, I always say at the end of my podcast that one of the things I absolutely want to do is to preserve and evolve traditional culture, right? Basically, they're doing these two things. Again, I just talked about evolving it, right? Number two is preserving it too. Now, what do I mean by preserving? But the best way, a lot of people, whenever I train in anything, it could be no theater, it could be the Budo martial arts, it could be the stage arts, anything. A lot of people training in the world of traditional culture, they tend to think that if they go and do more events, if they go and talk about it more, there'll be more people wanting to do it. But obviously that's a no. Just because that person can explain what they're doing doesn't make other people want to do it yet. Of course, there may be some people who want to do it, like myself, of course, but not that many people will be interested. If you want more people to do it, you need heroes. You need people who look very cool on, I don't know, TV. For example, if you take sports, there's a lot of heroes, right? Like soccer, athletes, baseball heroes. It could be basketball heroes. Because there are these people who are very famous, have a lot of skills, who look very cool or beautiful, people admire them, respect them, and they want to be like them. And then they start the culture, whatever it is. It could be sports, it could be music, whatever it is. They want to start doing it, right? So the priority, if you want to carry on a culture, it could be anything. The top priority is for you to actually get good results in it. So people would think, wow, I want to be like you. That's the most important part about carrying on culture. Otherwise, you can't be going up to people and saying, the culture I'm doing right now is great, and explaining with words. No, you need results. You need the results to talk for you, if that makes sense. So Wagakki Bando-san is doing this. No matter how much I explain how interesting Japanese traditional instruments are, how fun playing the shakuhachi is, how fun playing the koto, the drums, the shamisen is, no one will actually start doing it until they think that I want to be like Shogo or Tomoko or Kazu or Harumi, right? Wagakki Bando-san is exactly doing that. We cannot count how many people started training Japanese traditional instruments thanks to them, because they look so cool on stage, making so many pieces of music, having so many fans all over the world, getting, millions and billions of views on YouTube and also all the other platforms for their music. This is the way to carry on culture. A lot of Japanese people, because they envy them, because they can't be like Wagakki Bando-san. There's a lot of people saying, that's not the traditional way of doing it. There we go. Japanese people love saying that, right? They're always like, oh, that's not the traditional way of doing it, just to try to protect their authority. But no, culture is meant to change. It's meant to suit the modern day. That's how it's been carried on for a few hundred years. Our ancestors have done that for us, and that's the reason why we have it today. We need to change it today as well, and Wagakki Bando-san has completely done that perfectly. They succeeded in doing that. Thanks to Wagakki Bando-san, there will be more and more people in the next generation too who would think, wow, I want to be like Kaminaga Daisuke-san playing the shakuhachi, for example. I want to start training in it too. More people will do it. And that is the way to carry on culture. So they have absolutely evolved it beautifully. This is really difficult too. There's tons of people, for example, take Japanese traditional dancing for real. Yeah, Japanese traditional dancing. There are a lot of people like trying to dance to modern music, and it doesn't look so beautiful, to be honest. Because it's very, very difficult to try to blend different cultures together, right? Obviously, because it was originally completely different things. So blending culture together is very difficult. It's very difficult to complete it as a work of art. But Wagakki Bando-san has done an amazing work with it. It's so natural. You wouldn't think that the instruments played together originally came from completely different cultures and traditions and nations and everything, and also different time periods, and have completely different scores too. Japanese music only have 5 sounds originally, So that the basic rules are completely different, but they're playing the music together and it's beautiful. The results are beautiful, and that's very difficult. It's not an easy task. Yeah. And again, they're making more people admire them, respect them, wanting to be like them, and that's the way to carry on the culture. So I just wanted to say that I really, really respect Wagakki Bando-san. I'm not just a fan of their music, but I'm a fan of everything that they're doing, including their existence. Their existence is a great example of what I want to do from now on. I want to become the person who will be admired, who will be respected, so that more people would think, wow, I want to be like Shogo. Yeah, it's a little bit weird to say it myself, but that's what I have to do. That's the reason why I want to start a lot of different businesses and make more younger generation people, the people in the younger generations think, wow, I want to do that business too, because that sounds really cool or looks really fun. That's what I need to be doing. So I just wanted to tell you today in today's podcast that I want you immediately now to take a look at the description box and check out Wagakki Banda-san, their music if you haven't heard of it before. And if you have already listened to a lot of Wagakki Banda-san's music, please let me know your favorite songs in the description box. You are now my best friend. So then everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know there's a lot of people studying Japanese willing to come to Japan to travel, study, or work, or even train in traditional culture and such, like music we've been talking about today. However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future because we're facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I really want to dedicate my life to try to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve the social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, as I've been saying earlier too, and try to help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. Because they are the ones who need to start respecting those people like Wagakki Banda-san and try to carry it on, right? They are the ones who are responsible for the future. So we really need to help them out and support them. And to do that, the New Year's goal I have right now is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023 on our main channel. So our likes and comments help to boost our videos to new viewers. And we've never seen our channel before, so it'd be great if you can help us out. Thank you so much. And personally, I'd like to talk a little bit about my favorite songs that Wagakki Banda-san has done. If I start from the ones that are rather, like back in the 2014 around there when they just started their activities, I personally love Tengaku. It's in the description box, but Tengaku is definitely one of the music that I love. And 6兆年と一夜物語 is absolutely my favorite too. And if it's a rather newer one, I think I really like Hangeki no Yaiba. Hangeki no Yaiba is really cool too. I have tried to put everything. If it's on YouTube, I'll put all the links in the description box too. But anyways, I'll be waiting for comments for your favorite song of Wagakki Banda-san too. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Bye-bye.